Welcome to Mornings with the Mayor. As I always say, we always have very important shows. Today, I'm telling you, you're going to want to listen and listen intently because we have a lot to say here with these young ladies that are with me. It's all about the American Cancer Society, and it's all about the Relay for Life right here in Bensalem. That's happening on June 23rd, I believe. Am I correct on that? June 23rd. What time? Real quick.
11 a.m.?
11 a.m.
11 a.m.
Let me first introduce everybody to you. To my extreme right, is Mary Sonke, right?
That's right, correct.
Mary Sonke, and she is a staff she's staff member at American Cancer Society, and you work on all of these things very often. So we're glad to have you here today.
Thank you.
And you'll give us a lot of great information for all the folks to understand. They don't need to know about cancer. I'm sure most of the people know about that, but we're going to give you a lot of information how you can help. And all the way to my left is Mary Ann Griffin. Mary Ann Griffin is the co-chair of the event that's happening here in Bensalem.
That's right.
On June 23rd at 11.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll talk about it in a minute. I know you don't know what the event is yet. A lot of them probably do that, right?
Yeah, I would hope so.
And to my immediate left is Betsy Harbison, and she is an income development representative, correct?
Yes.
Now, did I get everybody's
Yes, you did. You did very well.
correctly?
Yes.
And Marion, I think you're a volunteer.
Yes, I am.
You are a volunteer.
Yes, I am.
And both of you are staff members of the
Correct.
American Cancer Society. Let's start out by very quickly talking about the event itself, which is the 23rd, 11 a.m. at Bensalem High School.
Stadium.
And, pardon me?
Stadium.
Stadium. Okay. Well, since you started and you know all this, Mary Ann, why don't you start off and talk about it?
Okay, this is the 13th year that this event has been held in Bensalem. And we kind of think it's a little bit too quiet and not many people know about it. It was originally held at Holy Ghost Prep over there at their field house. And then we got so big we had to move over to the high school. I got involved in it 4 years ago. It's an awesome event. It is basically 99% volunteers, and we have Betsy, who is our rep, who kind of keeps everything going and everything else, but everyone else are volunteers who come. We have 23 chairs that are all different positions. Yeah, we have a committee. We have 23 people on our committee.
Of
who have-
volunteers?
They're all volunteers.
volunteers,
They're all
wow.
volunteers. They volunteer their time. We have meetings twice a month. We take 2 months off out of the year. That's about it, is all we take off is July and August. And other than that, we are 100% just working on this, getting this event going, raising money, raising awareness, trying to get out to the community.
Tell them what Bensalem in the last 13 years, how much money you raised.
Betsy, you can tell them that.
Oh, well, thanks to all the great community members, we've raised close to $2 million in the past 13 years. So
Wow.
I'm pretty proud of our Bensalem community members and all the hard work that Marianne and these volunteers have done over these past 13 years.
So, do you get the money then? It sounds like you're the
I
money
wish I did. I wish I
No,
did.
I don't mean you personally.
No,
I mean, it
the
seems
American
like-
Cancer Society benefits from that, and all of that money goes directly back into the community. So I have some great statistics.
What do you mean by that? It all comes
Well,
back
so
into
we
the
have
community.
all these fantastic programs and patient services that people all over the country can access for free. But specifically in our area, we've given 261 free rides for patients to get to and from their treatment, since that's one of the biggest things that really is an obstacle for patients. How are they going to get to their treatment while their loved one has to work?
Betsy, are you talking about Bensalem, Bucks County? What's the area?
Bucks County.
Bucks County,
Mhm.
okay.
And then we've had 193 local patients learn how to cope with their hair loss and skin changes through our Look Good, Feel Better classes, and those were all Bucks County residents. So there's some great things that that we're able to provide our patients in our community. Thanks
Now, I
to the
know,
Relay
Mary,
for
we're
Life.
going to come over and talk. I know there were some things we were talking about down in my office briefly, and certainly you have to talk about them. I have no authority on this stuff, and I know you guys work very, very hard. Why don't you tell me what you do and how, you helped us get along this relay? And incidentally, they have other relays, I know, but we're
Yes.
not going to tell you about them today. We want you here in Bensalem.
That's right.
We want you all out there with Mary Ann and all of the they put into the volunteers here. So, but go ahead, Mary.
Okay, so, sounds good. And it really is an incredible event. And one of the things that we've done this year, well, we have a couple of different things going on this year, but one of the things that I want to talk about is a lot of the things that Betsy was mentioning, the different programs that we have for patients, which are completely free of charge, they're actually going to be highlighted at Relay. So you can come to Relay, you can participate in the event, and you can actually learn a lot about the American Cancer Society right there at the Relay event. And a lot of the programs that Betsy had talked about, but also one thing that we're doing this year that's a little different is our Cancer Prevention Study 3, or our CPS 3 study. And it's actually a research study that has been taking place over the past 50 years or so. And it's quite the event. We actually have about 250 people who are already enrolled who will be coming to participate in the event that we're very, very excited about. The only criteria is that you have to be between the ages of 30 and 65, and you could never have received a cancer diagnosis, and you can participate in the event. It's about a 30-minute process, which includes a survey and a blood draw and a waist measurement in centimeters for anyone who doesn't want to get their waist measured. It's in centimeters, so we don't even know what that means, but so that's a good thing. But it's really straightforward. It's a great thing to be involved in, and it's just another way for people to be involved. If they don't have a team at Relay or they haven't volunteered for Relay before, this is a great time to kind of come out, get a sense of what Relay is all about, and participate in the CPS3 study.
That study, I'm just a little bit lost for a moment.
Okay.
That study for the 250 people that you have signed up now, when they come to that, and what do they do? It lasts a half hour, did I understand?
The survey, the blood draw, and a waist measurement takes about a half hour of their time. And basically what we're doing is that we're collecting data so that we're going to be following these people for a period of about 20 to 30 years, and then have a sense of what's happening with them, what kind of lifestyle choices they're making as far as food, nutrition, exercise, work environment, that type of thing, and see if they get a cancer diagnosis. And then basically what we're doing is we're going to be looking at what those factors would be that could potentially cause cancer.
Okay, well, is it open for more, or is that like your 250?
It could be open for more. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, we definitely.
And how would they do that? How would they, if people wanted to join it, what would they do?
People could definitely go online and have a look. Actually, I believe on our Ben Salem Relay website, there is a link to CPS3, and we
okay.
can give all that information at the end as
Okay.
well.
And when does that take place?
That takes place actually during Relay. And I
Oh, it
believe
does?
it's
During
from
Relay?
From 1 to 5
1 until
p.m.
5 p.m.
Oh, wow.
at the Relay.
Yeah,
Oh,
and you
wow.
can come, again, you can come to Relay. If you're not participating through a team or anything else, you can come just for CPS3 and check out Relay while you're there.
Past participants, do they still come out, or like is it a one-time thing, you come and you learn? And
It's a one-time thing for CPS3.
Okay, and how long
Yeah.
has that been going on?
Oh my gosh, we're in our,
Started enrollment in 2009 for
Yeah.
the third cancer prevention study.
Yeah.
Okay,
And so we should be done with all of our enrollment by the end of,
next year,
Next
so
year.
2013.
Is
and
this-
then we're looking for 300,000 people across the country
Okay.
enrolled in this study.
Now, is this run by any hospital or anybody in particular?
Run by the American Cancer Society.
Period.
Mhm, yeah.
Okay. Mary Ann, I want to come back to you because my life in Ben Salem after I retired out of business was volunteerism. And I got to tell you, our community runs on volunteers.
Yes, I know.
There is no question, not just with the American Cancer Society, in a lot of other ways.
Yes.
And certainly, I know you're giving up a lot of your time to make this work. Is there something you want to tell people to join, to be a volunteer? How could they?
It's just not, the other thing too is, I got involved just 4 years ago. I never knew it existed either. I've lived in Ben Salem my whole life, never even knew this existed. Happened to be at Valley, and there was somebody there with the table at Valley giving out information about it. And I joined, and it's the same thing. Once you go there and you see what it's all about, you're hooked. You're totally hooked on it, because you look at these people, and majority of the people that we have right now, we have 354 participants and 45 teams, which is pretty much what we usually get every year. And they're repeat teams. We've gotten new teams, but majority of those teams have been around for 10 years. And their children are there. It's a family event. we go back to having like good old games like, hula hoops and balloon tosses and the stuff that the kids love it, the things we used to do as kids. We have entertainment all day long. So it starts off with the survivors walking, and to be standing there and watch this sea of survivors and the Bensalem Motor Patrol who escorts them.
They're always with them, yeah.
Okay, they
We're very
escort.
proud of them.
Yes,
Of all our police.
yes, we are.
Of all.
And they start off these survivors walking, and just to see them, and we have, I think the longest one we have is like 30 years, and she's actually one of our chairs. A survivor down to people that, could be 6 months, could be whatever, and see them walk, take that first lap around the track is just unbelievable. It's just to see these people and believe that, okay, there is something out there. And I know myself personally, from losing my mom over 20 years ago, to seeing what now, there's people out there that have the same cancer my mother had, and they are surviving it. Yeah. Maybe not their lifetime, but surviving it so much longer. And your heart can't help to be in it. And I mean, my heart's in this, my heart's in the community, and we have people from all over there, not just Bensalem. We have people from Bristol. We have Bristol from Jersey. I mean, you can be from anywhere.
Yeah.
This year we're excited because
Yeah, but the best ones come from Bensalem.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Most
we actually
definitely.
have Target and Pizzeria Uno, which is the first time we've ever had local companies that actually had formed teams. St. Mary's Hospital has formed a team this year. CyberKnife has formed a team this year. And that's what our committee does. Our committee goes out and we solicit. We solicit for money.
I have 3 beautiful young ladies with me here today, and one of the things, I know we talk volunteers, and we always talk about breast cancer. We talk a lot of, there are men that are volunteering. I hope.
Oh,
There's
yes.
a lot
Oh,
of
yes.
men volunteering.
Oh, yes.
I did a show, you talk about CyberKnife, I did a show here with Rothman Institute with a doctor, and I had a patient on here with prostate cancer that had used the CyberKnife technique.
Yes.
It's fairly new, not totally new, but fairly new. So men are susceptible to cancer just like women.
Yes, they are.
Absolutely.
But it just seems like a lot of the cancer, when we talk about it, because of how bad breast cancer is, and so there's a lot of women involved in it. But like you say, we have men volunteering, correct?
No, and we have actually, Cornwallis Fire Company has stepped up big time this year, and they helped out a little bit last year, and this year they have come on full force to really, really help us a
Yeah,
lot.
because cancer has no favorites. I mean,
No, it does not.
And there's all kind of cancers out there, and it's a very, very serious problem.
Well, one of the things with the CPS3 study is they tend to get more women to do it, and we really, really were trying to push to get as many men as we possibly could, to be involved in it, because women just seem to be more apt to get into doing those things.
They do, and I think the awareness of breast cancer brings a lot of women out, because of how serious of a problem that is. But I know the American Cancer Society, we're supporting
All
to get rid of
cancers.
all
Yes.
cancer.
Exactly.
Yes.
I just want to kind of make that clear, because you do see a lot of women that get involved very easily as volunteers. And
I know, we have a lot of men. We do. We don't know what we wouldn't do without them, let me tell you.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're
Yes.
we're an intricate part of this whole
Absolutely.
system. Mary, what do you want to add to us? I know you've been sitting here with us, and you gave one dissertation. What do you think? What else
Well,
is there?
I think just definitely, again, I want to reiterate that if you have not been involved in Relay for Life, to come and check it out, maybe get a team together for next year. We actually had, we were involved with some students, I think 2 years ago, or just over 2 years ago, and they came out in full force last year and had teams. There's another team this year. It's really an incredible event, and as Marianne was saying, it's a family event, and it's so much fun. And once you go, that's it, you're hooked. So if you don't want to be
How
hooked,
many
don't
people
come.
were we expecting, would you think, this year?
I think, what are we looking at? Probably, oh my gosh, 5?
Probably close to 1,000.
Probably close to 1,000. Oh my
1,000?
gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're very lucky. Part of our CPS3 partnership is actually with St. Mary's Medical Center. And they're actually having all of their cancer survivors come out for our survivor luncheon. So we're having tons of new faces come. We're very excited to really invite them personally to join us, and so that we can go ahead and celebrate them as being survivors. So we have new faces coming, but also through our Cancer Prevention Study 3, we're having a lot of new faces too, in addition to our core group of folks that come out every year.
And, we're having a golf tournament here, or not a tournament, but a golf outing that raises money. And one of the recipients this year is going to be the
Yes,
American
it is.
Cancer Society, and that is going to be tomorrow. Are we airing this? We won't be airing this tomorrow, will we?
Yes.
No, we
No?
won't be airing it tomorrow.
Okay.
But anyway, that today is June the 5th. So this will go on, and it'll certainly go on several times. They'll be able to see this show. And it goes throughout Bucks County on Verizon, so
Okay.
a lot of people will see it. I don't know how, if they want to come out and they're watching the show, who do they call? Where do
You don't have to call anybody. They just show up.
Just
You
show
can
up.
just show up.
At
To
the
show
high
up at
school,
the
at the
stadium. That's the whole thing. We kind of have that problem because when you know relays going on, people think it's at the high school physically, but you have to park and walk up the hill and go into the stadium, and that's where it's at. It's in the stadium. It's 24 hours, so it's Saturday from 11 a.m. to Sunday at 11 a.m.
Okay, and there'll be lots of different things for people to
Lots.
do.
Yeah, we have a food court this year. We have a lot of businesses that have donated food to us. I will have to say we really got, the community is coming more and more out. You'll see signs in some of the stores now that actually say they're a proud supporter of 2012 Bensalem's Relay for Life. So I think we're getting more of the community more and more so because we're getting the word out more and trying to, like doing the appearances with you and spending time with other people. Bensalem Rescue Squad, we've gotten them on board too. We want to, next year, I'm going to chair again, and my goal next year is to get the schools. I really, really would like to get the schools involved in some way.
Well, one of the last things I know you talk about with these classes is not prevent cancer. I mean, but what can you do to help, eating habits, different things? What do you tell us about that? We talked about that.
Well, lots of different things. I mean, paying attention to nutrition, physical activity, staying away from tobacco, sun safety. In fact, Bristol Township School District just did a massive campaign around sun safety, and more than 1,000 students received information on how to protect themselves from the sun. So it's a lot of really good critical information, and you can always go on our website, which is cancer.org. There's tons of great information on that. There's also a 1-800 number that we have that
wanna
anyone
give it
could
to
call.
us?
Betsy?
It's 800-227-2345.
It's easy
It's
to
very
remember.
And that'll be on the screen. They'll put that down.
Great.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
And if they were to have questions about cancer information, anything from our programs to any just information on a particular type of cancer, or about the relay, they can call that number 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and we'll have that information for them.
And there are other fundraisers and other relays, and I'm sure they
There are.
go to that website.
You can go to cancer.org, and there's a spot where you can find information in your community, type in your zip code, and every event around your zip code will show up. So
Yeah.
very
And
location friendly.
I know I do. I get a lot of things in the mail from the American Cancer Society.
Yes.
And so it's important if you can, and we're going through some tough times.
Yes, everybody
Mhm.
is, yes.
And everything's down. People have
Yeah.
less money all the time. But it's one of the causes that I think is very important.
Well,
to,
and quite frankly, with this being such a tough time, that's why all of these cancer patients need these free programs and services more and more. If everyone's having such a hard time, think if on top of that you aren't able to work as much, you're then having to pay for chemo treatments. It's very hard. So I know I'm very proud that I work for an organization that is providing all these services for people who really are in need.
Well, I'm going to give Mary Ann, you have the last word.
I have the last word. I just want everybody to come out and spend some time with us on June 23rd. We have the survivor ceremony in the beginning, and then we have an unbelievable luminary ceremony at 9 o'clock at night. You can come that day even and purchase a luminary in honor, in memory, or in appreciation of someone. We line the entire track of Bensalem High School Stadium with all these luminaries, and then we have a beautiful ceremony at 9 o'clock at night where everyone's name is up on a screen, and it is total silence. You could hear a pin drop, but it's it's unbelievable. And like I said, my heart is in this, and my heart's in this community. So I know that I can expect even more and more things going forward, definitely.
Mary Ann, thank you so much
Thank you
what
for having
do
us.
in the community, and it's important. God bless you, and keep up the great work,
you.
and hope to see you out there.
I hope to see
on
you
the
there
20
too.
The 23rd, 11 o'clock.
Come take a walk with us.
Not too long.
I
I drive me car. Can I drive my car? I will.
I don't think I'd
That's
like
it.
that.
Great.
God
Thank you
bless
so much for
and
having us.
Thanks for being on here, Mary.
Thank
A pleasure to
you.
have you
Nice
on
to meet
today.
you.
Until next time, everybody, God bless.